For reference of how strong this Genesis weapon is with all of its perks and side effects that I mentioned, before its B pot was even finished, it was stronger than my current 17-star Arcane weapon. How do I know? Well, I reached one floor higher in Dojo using this weapon compared to my Arcane Umbra and had a higher covert score from 8.3k to 9.4k, and of course this is not full buff because I'm a Jew when it comes to full buffing. To be more scientific about it, I've decided to do a 4-minute battle analysis in Verse Hela after my Genesis sword was fully cubed and flamed and completed. I compared it to my current 17-star Arcane Umbra sword to see the difference in damage. Now of course we shouldn't be taking the BA too seriously because they account for the damage I did to her minions as well, and sometimes I may or may not be hitting these minions more in certain tests. It's more important to look at the total damage dealt to her HP in these 4-minute tests. I try to be as accurate as possible with these tests, but of course I can't guarantee 100% replication because I'm not a robot and no boss is gonna be in the exact same position, spawn the exact same amount of minions in the same location, and whatever else. Those are the factors I cannot control. But I did try to mimic it as best as I can. I did 2 tests with each sword just to have some sort of average out and just to make sure it's not really a fluke. 4 minutes per test because that is my full burst cycle. These 2 are done with my Arcane sword that you see right here. As you can see, I had about 10 to 15% HP left of the first phase. These next 2 tests right here are done with the Genesis weapon. As you can see, after 4 minutes, I did more than 10% into phase 2. Basically, I did 20% more in HP damage to Verse Hela using my Genesis weapon, and keep in mind again, this is with everything done and completed. Lastly, let me show you a comparison of 3 swords. Why are there 3? Well, there's a random 22-star Arcane sword added onto it. The 22-star Arcane sword doesn't belong to me. Who does it belong to? I have no idea. I just saw some random smeggering about it and I figured, that'll be a good comparison to do one day once I get my Genesis weapon. So I took a screenshot and I slapped it on here. Let's ignore the potential soul and non-attack flame for now, since these are all achievable by any of these 3 items. So they get the same 40% boss, possible 10% attack, 13% attack lines. These are all the same with any of the weapons that are mentioned here, so let's just ignore that for now. Let's examine the strength, dex, and attack boost. The attack boost is based on the base weapon attack, so it's gonna be different flame for each. Compared to a 22-star Arcane sword, a 22-star Genesis sword has 52 more strength, 20 more dex, and 27 more attack. Not really a super huge boost, but of course we have to consider the 30% boss damage increase too from the CRA side effect. Both flames for the Genesis and Arcane sword are T6 attack flames, so these are fair comparisons here. 163 is T6 for the Genesis, 142 is also T6 for the Arcane Umbra. Then there's also my lackluster 17-star Arcane sword that's missing over 100 attack and strength. But it was a suitable sword for liberation. This just goes to show that what I say is true when I tell you you don't need a super broken weapon for Genesis liberation, because I did it with this sword, which is not the best thing in the world. It's just good enough to get me through. A 17-star Arcane sword with an M pot and B pot like this and the flame that's is good enough. Honestly. Hope you guys all found this video helpful and informative. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.